The UK has Europe's highest number of obese kids. That's 1 child in every 6. And at the opposite end of the scale,
The number of children with anorexia has almost doubled during the last decade. So, Supersize versus Superskinny is back. And this time with an urgent mission.
mums, dads and carers, by giving in to your child's dietary demands, you could be putting your kids' lives in danger. I'm going to tackle this crisis head on.
I'm not eating anything.
Parents need to take back control.
Sick.
You are not even trying.
I am trying.
No, you're making me angry now.
You can love Aisha to bits, but you can't kill her with your kindness.
It's time to stop being a pal and start being a parent.
Our children's nutrition is seriously in neglect, meaning for the first time, this generation of parents may well outlive their kids. It's a problem that we need to urgently address.
So every day this week, 1 Supersize and 1 Superskinny kid and their parents will enter our specially designed feeding clinic. The children will sit down to a diet swap to give the families a wake-up call and make them realise that together they can all break their unhealthy attitude towards food.
This breakfast is better than I thought.
Quite nice this is.
During their stay, we'll be giving them all some tough love by showing them the impact of bad diets on their bodies.
What is it?
How terrible food can strip kids of their childhood.
I'm 16 years old and I weigh 25 stone.
And ultimately, by receiving life-saving nutritional advice from leading dietitian Ursula Philpott and myself, Dr. Christian Jessen. We'll also see how easily childhood anorexia goes unnoticed in Britain.
It was very hard for me to acknowledge that my son actually acquired an eating disorder.
And Britain's rowdy school kids come face to face with real slices of human body to show what could happen to them if they don't get a grip on their diets.
You don't like sit there and think like, that's me on the inside, it's weird.
So, kicking off the series is 15-year-old supersizer Yayan Rosser from Newport in South Wales. Weighing in at a shocking 16 stone 10 pounds, he's almost double the weight he should be for his age, and he is not happy about it.
I would really like to lose weight. I think I am big. Look. And I'm desperate. I just want to be normal. That's it.
At almost 17 stone, Yayan is massively overweight, and I am incredibly worried about his health. And as his mother Kay is also extremely ill, things are so serious that I've decided to make a special house call to the home they share in Newport to find out more.
Hello.
Hi.
Surprise. You must be Kay.
I am, yeah.
Are you joking?
Yeah, I just chopped on my teeth.
I'm Christian. We don't want that.
I know you
You need
are.
a doctor.
Hello.
You must be Iron. Can I squeeze in there?
Yeah, I'll move there.
What have you got there?
I just got chips and ketchup.
He's not feeling too good today. That's why he's only got a couple of chips.
That sounds like the perfect treatment. Not.
But it takes more than a bout of illness to put Monster Muncher Yayan off his food.
In Yayan's life, food is his #1.
The foods are like pizza, chips, chocolates,
Pasties, sausage rolls, bread,
sandwiches, baguettes.
crisps, ice cream, pop, sweets.
That's it.
It's like I can't physically stop him. It's really upsetting me because it just seems like he's not going to stop and there's nothing I can do.
You're going to have to really put your foot down and,
I've got to.
you know?
He's going to die if he carries on.
Are you worried about that for him?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he doesn't seem scared at all.
But there's one very good reason why he should be.
I've been diabetic 31 years now, and I've lost the feeling in my hands and my feet. I've got severe nerve damage and muscle wastage in my legs. I've got to walk with a stick. It's like Ian's found me unconscious so many times, and he's got to inject me to bring me around. He sees all that. He sees the ambulance taking me away.
While it may well be too late for Kay to improve her health, it's not too late for Ian.
Are you worried about your health?
I am.
In what way?
I'm just worried I might have a heart attack, get diabetes.
What do you think of your mum's diabetes?
Come here, Mum.
What's up?
Come on. You big sausage.
He shouldn't be thinking of things like that at his age. Shouldn't even be anywhere on his mind that he could die of a heart attack.
All of this is completely reversible. There's no damage that you are doing now that will not get better in the future if you make some major changes.
Okay.
So they'll be staying at the feeding clinic, but Ian and Kay won't be alone. Step forward, 13-year-old super skinny Jess Wardle from Bristol, accompanied by her dad, Dave. Jess's frustratingly fussy eating habits have left her weighing a measly 6 stone 8 pounds, almost 2 whole stone less than she should, which isn't surprising given how little she eats.
The foods I don't like are spaghetti bolognese. I really don't like fish in any form.
She won't eat a jack of potatoes, she won't eat mash.
I'm not too keen on vegetables.
She won't eat lettuce, she won't eat tomatoes.
Broccoli, celery, cabbage, onion. Not a big fan of mushrooms.
She's very, very reluctant to try something new, which is very frustrating.
Which means that Dad Dave, who's divorced from Jess's mum and only has her at weekends, has caved in to his daughter's fussy demands.
My attitude has been, you can have whatever you want, as long as you're eating something, have what you want. The thing is, it is exactly the same time after time.
Can I have chicken fried rice? Yeah. And a pot of barbecue sauce, please. Chicken fried rice and barbecue sauce?
Yeah.
Stop.
But this lack of variety is taking its toll on her body.
I just look like I'm about to snap. I look quite ill. I kind of get upset because I could have stopped this ages ago.
And Dad Dave is seriously concerned about the future.
She mightn't be able to have a family. So it's the whole medical side that is the major concern, because once you get to a certain stage, there's probably no way can you reverse it.
So Jess and Dave will spend the next 4 days with Ian and Kay in the specially designed feeding clinic to put a stop to their deadly eating habits before it's too late.
About to meet the other person. Hoping it's a girl.
Can't wait. So then I can go on there. Trampoline!
Whilst Kay and Dave familiarise themselves with the fridge, it's time for Supersize Ian to meet super skinny Jess.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Jess.
Hello. My name's Ian.
Hello. So you're quite the opposite of me.
Yeah.
Everything's alright. I was a bit shocked by the size because, like, it's massive.
Yeah, she's a nice girl. I compared arm size. Mine's like that, hers was like that. Leg size again, mine was like that, hers was like that.
I asked the kids to keep a food diary for 1 week, and it's time to confront the families with their terrible tucker.
Jess, we're going to start with you, and we're going to start with your breakfasts. Here we go. What's going on here?
I don't eat breakfast.
You never eat breakfast.
Never.
Does it get a bit better at lunchtime?
A little bit better.
OK, well, let's see. Here we go. The tuna baguette, yeah? Oh, yes, look, more tuna baguettes. I think there might be a burger and chips there. Yeah. Shall we go on to dinners? A Chinese takeaway?
Yeah.
Baguette, sandwiches, and that's it for dinners. You must snack. A few crisps, some sort of potato-y wedgie things. What do you tend to drink?
Cola.
Some days, a third of your total calorie intake is coming from cola and the sugary lollies.
I just didn't realise it was that much.
Yeah, it's all processed stuff. Nothing freshly prepared at all. Not a fruit or a vegetable in sight anywhere. Not one, is there? Did you realise it was anything like that?
No.
You do not need a degree in nutrition to look at that and say...
Not at all.
That's not a good diet, do you?
Not at all.
No? Right, so, Yayan, it's your turn. And we're going to start with your breakfasts. Some cereal. Well, I'll tell you something... Oh. I was about to say that looks a fairly normal breakfast until the chocolate biscuits came in. Right, lunchtime next. Talk me through your lunches, Yo.
Just sandwiches, chips, pasta, sausages.
Let's move on and see what your dinners look like. So we've got pizza, or two. What are these, kebabby things?
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
I would have some snacks after that.
Yep, that's some snacks.
That's ridiculous.
Yayan's diet of processed, high-fat, fried and sugary foods means he's consuming a whopping daily intake of almost 4,000 calories. That's a shocking overeat of over 3 days per week. And to justify his sugar levels, he'd have to be running a marathon every other day. Jess, meanwhile, is eating a lowly 1,700 calories a day, meaning she's missing out on almost a whole day's worth of food every week. These two might be at opposite ends of the scale when it comes to consumption, but in terms of nutrition, they're both just as bad as each other.
I knew he was eating too much, but nowhere near that extent. I felt guilty because it's obviously that he buys it, so I blame myself for this.
It's made me realise about my diet that I eat more than I think I do. And the food that I eat isn't healthy. Shocking.
It was a massive shock when Dr. Christian told me a third of the calories came from cola. Oh, it just makes me feel sick looking at it now.
That was absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, as a dad, it's definitely got to be a time for change. She kind of go on with that.
After a good night's sleep, 15-year-old Supersize Yayan and 13-year-old Superskinny Jess and their parents are waking up to the first of a series of healthy meals.
Oh, it's bad waking up. I'm so tired and sleepy. Oh, I don't want breakfast this morning.
But there's no avoiding it.
Morning!
As feeding clinic dietitian Ursula Philpott is preparing a healthy breakfast of toasted bagel with tomatoes, mushrooms and poached egg.
And Yayan, what do you think?
I don't like mushrooms and I don't like tomatoes.
Jess?
Not mushrooms.
Not mushrooms.
You're going to try though, aren't you?
Try, yeah.
That's all we're asking.
That's all we're asking, yeah.
As Yayan tucks into his breakfast, Jess isn't impressed.
That's your favourite taste.
That's been your very tasty.
That's horrible. I know I don't like bagels. I don't usually like egg. I know I don't like tomatoes, and I know I don't like mushrooms.
Did you try a mushroom? I'm looking at mine now and I've got to try one. So you've got to taste one as well. You've got to try one.
But I really just don't want to try it.
Neither do I.
Go on, both together. Both at the same time.
Ready?
Go on. Oh, he's beat you.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Oh.
Well, at least
Sorry. Sorry, Josh.
Just try. No, it's all right. Just try. Go on, let's go.
Not after that reaction.
Oh.
Dave, who usually lets her eat whatever she wants at home, is finally putting his foot down.
Just try, cut that bit of mushroom in half and just try that. Come on, sweetheart.
I don't like mushrooms. It's like you're trying to make me eat it.
I think it's been quite a shock for Jess, me nagging her, because I never do.
My dad was getting a bit annoying by keeping on and on and on for me to carry on when I knew that I couldn't and that I really didn't want to.
Jess might not like it, but Dave's finally doing what he should have done years ago. Mums and dads have got to start taking charge when it comes to their kids' diets. But we're not going to let the nation's children off the hook either, who also need to start taking responsibility for what they put in their mouths. We know from studies that the bad eating habits you develop as a child become harder to break as you get older, and I am seriously concerned about this generation of kids.
I don't actually worry, because whatever I eat is what I eat, and I just don't care.
I can let myself go away sometimes and eat lots of snacks and all that stuff.
I don't know much about the food inside our body. I just know that if you eat lots of fatty foods, it makes you fat.
So I've invited these school children to a very special exhibition to drive the message home that bad eating habits can result in ill health and even death. They're going to come face to face with real slices of human body.
That is, it looks like and that's skinny one.
One slice comes from the body of a man who was normal weight when he died, aged 60 years old and weighing around 14 stone.
Is it real? Is this real?
One slice comes from the body of a man who was underweight when he died, aged 60 years old, and weighing just 9 stone. He died of lung cancer.
You can see what they've like inside, and it's...
And the supersize slice comes from the body of a 51-year-old man who weighed a mammoth 55 stone when he died of a heart attack directly linked to his weight.
You don't sit there and think that's me on the inside. It's weird.
Isn't it?
Right, gang, hello, welcome. Thanks for coming along. I've got a treat for you today. Look at these beauties.
Once the bodies were frozen, they were cut into slices before undergoing a process called plastination.
The only exception is this guy here. And this is a photo of his slice, because we haven't got the real slice, OK? It wasn't quite ready in time. But these, if you look inside the bit of plastic here, actual person inside there. What I want to talk to you about is the effects of being overweight and being very underweight on your body in general. Why is it relevant to you guys, yeah?
To make sure we don't get like that or like that.
How might you get like that?
Just eating junk food every day.
Food is what I want to get to. Diet. What are your diets like? Be honest. What did you have for breakfast today?
Toast.
Be honest.
Toast with chocolate spread.
Toast with chocolate spread. There you go. Who else had breakfast today? Who had chocolate for breakfast? You had chocolate for breakfast. Are you worried about your weight?
Nah.
Clearly not. Hence the chocolate for breakfast. Have a good look at that picture, and you might change what you eat for breakfast. What I want to talk to you guys about is the cardiovascular system. What's that?
Muscles.
One particular muscle.
Oh, the arm muscle.
Not the arm.
Hands.
No.
Heart.
Heart. Cardio means heart. Vascular, what does that mean? Veins. What effects does being really, really overweight and really, really underweight have on your cardiovascular system?
Yeah, so pump more blood around all of you. So it's...
If you're bigger?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're big, your heart is under incredible strain.
What is it that makes some people fat? Is it like the genes or...?
My answer to that is they eat too much and they don't do any exercise. I know people with the full complement of all the fat genes and they're thin. It's you that dictates what you put in your mouth. So, what sort of problems would he have with his cardiovascular system? What about the pressure of the blood?
Too high.
Yeah.
High blood pressure can lead to strokes, heart attacks and coronary artery disease, which is the UK's biggest killer. But overeating's not the only thing putting a strain on your ticker. Not eating enough can be just as dangerous.
You stop eating, you don't have enough nutrients, your heart slows right the way down, your body has to get some energy somewhere. Where does it get it from?
Your organs.
And muscles. What's the heart made of?
Muscle.
Muscle. So what do you think happens?
Heart.
You start to break down your heart muscle. And there have been a number of cases of supermodels who like to try and be as thin as possible, who have literally
drop down dead of heart attacks through undereating.
Say you realise that, oh, you're eating a lot of junk food, so you need to, like, cut the junk food down. Do you eat vegetables and then the fat will go, or does it still stay there?
This is the lady that eats chocolate for breakfast. You're worrying now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go onto a healthy diet, you will change that.
All right,
Yeah,
thank you.
it will change. It's easy as that. So have you learnt about this now?
Yeah.
Are you going to get like that?
No.
Are you going to get like that?
No.
Is that a slightly better way to be?
Yeah.
Although obviously not cut into a 5mm slice, no?
It's made me think about what I eat even more now, so I've sort of learnt quite a lot from this.
You don't think that it could actually have big health problems for you in the future when you're eating like chocolate or anything, but what we just see will like help us because like we know that it does have an impact on your life.
Back at the feeding clinic, I want Jess and Yayan and their parents to face up to just how much and how little they've been eating. So the kids are sitting down to a straightforward meal swap. Jess, who struggled to eat much at all at breakfast, is having a mammoth meal of 2 chicken burgers and 2 chicken sandwiches, whilst Yayan is getting hungrier and hungrier.
What's Yayan having?
He's having sort of 7 nugget pieces of chicken.
This will be a test for him tonight then, because he's starving. There you go, Jeff.
I'll do a chicken nugget. Any ketchup? Nope. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to be hungry after this thing.
Enjoy. And please, Yayan, try not to rush it and leave it behind.
Okay, I'll try. 7 chicken nuggets.
And tonight's dinner is proving as much of a test for Kay as it is for the kids.
Starving. And I gotta give him that. I know I've got to, but it's not natural, is it, for me?
Why are you getting upset? They're only learning to take smaller portions and bigger portions. This isn't what they're going to have day in and day out. It's just they're learning to eat smaller and bigger. That's all it is. That's the exercise. So don't get upset.
Okay.
This is tiny, isn't it? Like, you eat just this.
If you chew it more, it tricks your brain into thinking you're having more food.
I feel so ill and my stomach hurts. I've eaten too much and people are still saying I haven't eaten enough.
I am absolutely starving. Only had 7 chicken nuggets and a bloody banana. So now I'm just going to go to bed, fall asleep.
And whilst Yayan's choosing to block out his thoughts, I think the parents need to examine where exactly things started to go wrong. Their family photos may help.
How old was he in that one?
He's 2 on there, and to me, he's normal, eh? He didn't have a problem then. And then this one here, now his dad was still alive there, so he's about 3 on this one. And then it was just after this photo was taken, he lost his dad, and that's when everything went downhill. And he had the fear of everybody dying then. It wasn't just like the people who had gone.
That's hard enough for an adult to take.
Oh yeah, and he just ate. I think it was comfort eating more than anything. But that's when it started, just after he lost his dad. So from there to there, it was only a matter of, could have been months. And the difference, looking at it now, is unbelievable. That's a shock to me, that is. I've seen all the photos, but never in order of his age. But to actually see that he had gained so much weight, he'd gone from a normal, healthy child to this really overweight child. And like I said, that was when he lost his dad. It couldn't have been very nice for him.
But that's not the only reason for Yayan's weight gain.
As a child, myself and my sister, we had a really bad upbringing with no food at all. And I always said my children would never go without. And that's what I've done. I just fed them and fed them and fed them. And I just didn't know when to say no. I can't say yes anymore because I'll lose him altogether.
It's the morning of day 3 at the feeding clinic, and the families are sitting down to another healthy breakfast.
So what are waffles? Are they potatoes?
I have no idea. I think they are. I'm going to buy potato waffles.
I'm going to be sick.
You're not going to be sick.
And Dave is continuing to take charge at the table.
Come on, stop picking.
Not picking.
You are.
I don't want it. I'm not hungry.
You're not feeling sick. Your tummy's just saying, I'm not used to this. That's all it's telling you.
Whilst Jess is fussy to the extreme when it comes to food, an increasing number of young girls are actually starving themselves almost to death as their inability to eat enough descends into the deadly condition anorexia. In fact, this number has almost doubled in the last decade, with children aged as young as 9 succumbing to this terrible condition. Today, we hear from Erin, whose eating disorder spiraled out of control after she became addicted to pro-anorexia websites.
Hiya, I'm Erin, I'm 16. I love spending time with friends and family. Got a great group of friends, even though they are quite weird sometimes, but I love them to bits. With my mum, I'm really close to her. I tell her anything. Love the city life, and I'm a recovering anorexic. It all started from an innocent comment from one of my friends. You've beefed up over the holidays, haven't you? And then from then I started reading magazines, but not for fashion. I was looking at the diet part, and I was really aware of what I was putting in my body and how many calories I was consuming a day. It got to a point where I stopped wearing lip gloss because I thought there was calories in it. I stopped brushing my teeth because I thought there was calories in the toothpaste.
She's starting to not eat with us. She was saying she'd eaten on the way home from school, and she's getting like moody and bad-tempered around meal times.
I almost brainwashed myself. I was just thinking 24/7 about diets, and that's all I could think about. I knew a lot about eating disorders from going on like pro-anorexia websites. I thought there was other people like me, and when I was looking at what they were saying to each other, like the things they were doing, I was thinking, oh, I do that. I did get addicted. You'd get tips and hints of people, tips on even telling you how to make yourself sick, people sharing how many calories they've had a day and how many sit-ups they've done. I was in this whole different world of girls basically killing each other because they thought skinny equaled perfect.
And I'd say to any parent out there, be so aware of what your child is doing when they're on these computers.
I started seeing anorexia as this completely different voice. It constantly tells you lies. It tells you the complete opposite. It's like, you're fat, you still need to lose weight. If you eat that, something really bad's going to happen to your mum. Just really horrible, harsh things.
I was worried, so I made an appointment at the GP. So I knew then that all my suspicions were right. She did have anorexia.
Once my mum took me to the doctors and found out that I did have an illness, it led me into my first admission at hospital. I was 5, feeling really suicidal. I finally thought to myself, I can't do this anymore. And that's really where my recovery started. Blocked everything out and just ate all my meals, and it's like I could see anorexia like stomping her feet saying, what are you doing? You completely ruined everything, all our hard work that's gone into this, you're ruining it. And it felt really good because I felt like I'd slapped her in the face and said, you ruined my life and now I'm gonna ruin yours. Now every day that goes by, I feel a little bit like more normal and better. I just love all my fashion again, and I just get like looks off boys again, and just like little things like that. When I wake up now, I can see a future. When I'm older, I'd love to get married here and have kids when I'm 30, get married when I'm 30, and you know, it's all like planned out now, and I look forward to it.
To any parents out there who's got any suspicions that the child may be suffering from an eating disorder, then the one thing I'd say is the sooner you act on it, the best possible chance they've got of recovering.
To find out more about anorexia and where to go for help, log on to channel4.com/supersizekids. Jess may not suffer from a serious eating disorder, but her super fussy eating habits have left her weighing about 2 whole stone less than she should. And while she takes a quiet moment to herself, she's realising for the very first time in her life why she struggles so much with new foods.
It's just a mental block. It just says I can't eat it. And like, if I eat it, something bad will happen. I don't know, I just can't control that, and it does make me quite upset. It's kind of coming here, it's made me realise how much I like to be in control, and that how hard it is going to change. I need to let go, but it's just so hard, and I can't.
Fortunately, Ursula has designed a task that could help Jess relinquish control and conquer her food fears. It's a blind taste test.
All I'm asking is that you have a go at things. Yeah, OK. Today I'm going to give them a variety of foods. This is going to challenge their senses and make them really think about what they like and don't like. Right, that's one for you. One for you.
You stink. I can smell from you.
Oh, that definitely smells like seaside.
Do you want to just put one in your mouth and let me know what you think it tastes like?
Have you got to?
Yep. You can always spit it out.
Salt.
That's really nasty.
It was, in fact, something called capers. But you found that too salty. But your diet is easily as salty as that. What do you think about that?
It's mean.
It's starting to panic a bit now.
It's only a fig, Jess.
Ugh. It's not horrendous, but I wouldn't choose it.
Any ideas what it is?
Grass with stones in it.
The next one.
Oh.
Do you want to have a taste?
Quite sour to me.
It was actually courgette. It was just roasted.
Can you cook it another way?
You can cook it in all sorts of ways, yeah.
I might try it again if it was cooked differently.
Should we continue then?
Have you got to?
Yeah.
It's not gonna kill you, Yayan.
Cheese.
It's all right. Like, I would eat it again.
As Jess eats one pomegranate seed after another, she seems to be making a breakthrough.
I think all of this made it like loads easier because I don't think I would have tried any of that.
Because if you'd seen it, you'd have made a judgment about it and said,
yeah,
I'm not having it. You've learned something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the same can't be said for Yayan.
What do you think, Yayan?
It's disgusting.
Okay.
Oh, minging.
What do you think?
Minging. It's minging.
Did you learn anything?
Yeah.
Which was what?
Don't ever eat them things again.
But if we don't conquer Yayan's resistance to healthier foods, he will never make a dent on his colossal 16-stone, 10-pound frame. But it seems Yayan has a plan B.
He said to me a couple of months ago, "Oh, it's all right, Mum, I can have that operation when they put a band in my belly," and that really scared me, thinking that he's just going to sit here and eat and eat and eat and then expect or hope to get this operation, which I told him would never happen.
Well, I would like to get a gastric band because it shrinks your belly. And if I lose the weight, I can't exactly put it on, can I? Because I can't put the weight back on because my belly's so small.
But gastric banding's far from the quick fix Yayan seems to think it is. So I've lined up a postcard from an American supersizer who knows just what it entails. Childhood obesity in America is on the rise, with 9 million kids currently affected. And as the population gets bigger, more and more people are choosing to have weight loss surgery. It's happening in the UK too, as rising numbers of children, some as young as 14, are having these procedures done on the NHS. 15-year-old Hayley is preparing to have a gastric band fitted.
I'm Hayley Cohen. I live in New York, and I weigh 19 stone. My parents really didn't try and stop me from eating anything. I think they felt bad because they had gotten divorced.
I really was never the kind of parent that wanted to say, you cannot have this.
So I would eat whatever I want, and no one would really try and stop me because they thought maybe it was soothing to me or help me get through it.
Quantity became more of an issue. Instead of one serving of frozen yogurt, it was several servings of frozen yogurt.
And then it became an issue. I saw an episode of Oprah with teenagers who were getting bariatric surgery or who had already gotten bariatric surgery. And I got really excited after seeing that. I thought maybe that's more of a quick fix. And I hadn't realized that there was actually a lot of work that went into it. All before it, you have to get loads of testing, chest x-rays, bone growth x-rays, a full day of blood testing and sonograms, which hurt because they're poking and prodding at your whole body, and it's just, it wasn't fun. With the lap band, you can't eat and drink at the same time because it would just clog it up and make you have to throw up. But it is my last resort, and if it doesn't work, I'm not quite sure of what I could do after that. I really wish I wasn't at this weight.
Okay, understand that your son does not want to be in the situation that he's in right now. He didn't ask to be overweight. He doesn't want to be overweight. This is not something that he is enjoying. So please, for his sake as well as yours, do something now.
Yayan, if I was you, I would try and use my willpower as much as possible right now because you don't want to have to go through this. And I know it's difficult, but you know, you have to do it for your health. It's not even about what other people think and about how you look. It's about you being healthy in the future.
So, what do you think about her having a lap band, going in for the surgery?
I reckon it is bad.
At your age, absolutely. Totally unnecessary at your age. What did you think, Kay?
I don't even think it's an option. You know, they've got to struggle after the operation for years and years. You'll never eat properly again.
They were so familiar. Like, everything that Mum was saying is what I've done. Like she said, she was a feeder, and I'm a feeder.
It made me think that I don't need the gastric band because I don't want to go through all the stuff she's gone through because, like, there's health risks and all. So I'm just going to stick to the traditional way of losing weight.
Well, that's a breakthrough for Yayan at last. And now, with both of our housemates determined to change their ways, I've tasked them with making tonight's healthy dinner: homemade lamb kebabs with salad and pita breads. With their stay in the clinic drawing to a close, sitting down together to a healthy meal is the perfect way to celebrate all they've learnt.
It actually looks quite nice. Bon appetit.
Oh, that looks nice.
Me Julie.
I'm very impressed.
It's Greek food, isn't it? Hummus.
I don't know, I just got it out the pot.
Oh, quite sure of it. All right, OK.
Quite nice, this is.
Yeah.
Done a good job.
I love cucumber.
I would have that again, no problem. But you did really well.
With the final evening in the clinic done and dusted, Everybody wakes up focused on the task of returning back home.
There's nowhere like home, but I'm quite nervous that I might kind of slip up a bit, but it's kind of a fresh start, so quite positive about it.
I think over the next few weeks, hopefully, I'm going to lose weight. Just feel a bit more confident with myself. I think my mum has a date about me sticking to the healthy eating, but I know I'm going to do it.
The families leave the feeding clinic armed with their 12-week healthy eating plan.
You're coach, Jeff.
Thank you.
See you later.
And I'm really hoping they stick to it. Three months ago, Supersize Yayan and Superskinny Jess checked into the feeding clinic, and now they are back to tell me how things have been going.
I really want to put some weight on. I would be quite disappointed if I didn't.
It has been pretty hard trying to lose the weight. I hope I have.
But before I reveal the results, I want to have a private catch-up with the parents, starting with Kay.
Looking at food diaries that he's been eating, it's not great. We've got things like 3 tinned hot dogs, we've got curry and chips, sausages.
I know I could have done more, but how can I put it? To see him... it's just like you'd say, I'm starving, I'm starving. That's just that big word saying no.
Do you think by saying no you're being nasty? You're being unkind?
When I was little then, we had to beg for food. Literally, beg. And I don't think my kid should have to beg, and that's what he was doing. He was begging.
Do you think he was starving?
No, that boy doesn't know the meaning of the word starving.
Exactly. So why are you letting him walk all over you still?
Perhaps Yayan has the answers.
Hey.
Hello.
I think you've been very naughty with your mum.
Have I?
Yeah.
What have I done?
And you've used what you know is her #1 weak spot.
Have I?
Yes, you have. The one thing you never wanted to happen to us is we would starve like you did as a kid, and
Yeah.
I'm starving. There is no way it's the last 3 months that you have been starving, truly, is there?
I've been starving, but I've been hungry.
So what are we going to do? I mean, I'd love you to get it together, but you have to stop using your mum to get what you want in that way.
I'm going to try even harder now. So I'm just... never do it again.
I'm hoping things have been going better for Jess and her dad.
The positive side was the portions she's eaten are massive compared to what she was eating before. But the main problem's been she's not latched on to lots of different foods. She's still not eating the salads, etc.
So what are you going to do about this now?
Well, we've just got to keep putting it in front of her and encouraging her to eat it.
So, Jess, I want to hear your version of how things have been these last 3 months. Tell me.
I tried new food,
Right.
cooked a lot, and then I kind of tried to eat as much as possible.
I've certainly heard that you have been eating more, and your dad has definitely agreed that your portion sizes are much better than they were, but I'm not sure he would agree with you about the trying new food things.
I have, because everything I cook, I try.
Tell me what's the stuff you're cooking.
Like fruit crumble and like chicken stir fry.
And you never used to cook that sort of thing before?
No. And I'm kind of trying to fit in healthy food around unhealthy snacks.
Okay. Are you happy with the way that you look now? Do you notice that your body's changing in a way that you like?
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm really glad to hear that.
But before I reveal the results, it's time for the families to be reunited.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, Hi, Jess. You look quite good, you do.
And now it's time for the moment they've all been waiting for, the results.
Right, gang. Let's do you first, Jess. What do you think?
Over £6.
You would have liked £6. You've put on £3.
3?
Yeah. £3. It means that the little things that you were doing have actually made a difference. Right, so, Yayan, your turn. Shall I put you out of your misery?
Yes, please.
You've lost £3. Something that you've done has worked. You came here to put on some weight. And what have you done?
Put on weight.
You've put on weight. You came here for what?
Lost weight.
And you have. Keep it up.
I'm quite happy because I lost weight because I thought I put on weight.
It's only £3 that she's put on, but it's £3 in the right direction.
When I go home, I'm going to try and eat even more than I have been and kind of slot in more healthy food.
Hopefully in the future, I will lose the weight with my mum's help.
Coming up tomorrow night, there's tears over breakfast.
How was it?
Another bunch of school kids come face to face with slices of human body. And we hear from another teenager who battled anorexia and lived to tell the tale.
I'd gone from 14 stone down to 5.5 stone.